meeting to order, and if we can take the roll, I appreciate it.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. McCabe? Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Bridges? Mr. Scott?
Yes, here.
Mr. Krempa?
Yeah, here.
We have a quorum.
Do we have any visitors in the room? Or on the phone, or whatever? Jim Craig for business first, is working in. Jimbo. Jonathan Epstein from Buffalo News.
And you have to say it's Carrie, Mike Dudley, Roxanne, Dimitri, and myself.
Okay, and Mark's on the line as well, so, all right, great, thank you. Once again, we're on the phone, so, we'll do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks. Okay, so, yeah, almost together. 4.0, the approval of the meeting transcripts. Under the rules for the electronic meetings, we are required to post a transcript of the meeting rather than minutes. And so you saw the 10 pages of the transcript, I'm sure. Did anybody have any questions on it or additions or problems with it? No questions or anything? I need a motion to accept the transcript. So moved. I'll second. One second. Okay, great, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Carried, so the transcript is accepted. Okay. And the Finance and Audit Committee reports, we're going to wait until the August board meeting to do those, since it's right at the end of the month, and give Mike time to put all that together and that. So we'll take care of that at the August meeting, and hopefully then we'll be all together. So, great. 6.0, unfinished business, Buffalo Fuel Corporation, Dimitri.
A public hearing was held on June 25th at 2 p.m. for Buffalo Fuel Corporation. There were no comments made, and so we're moving to a final resolution.
Okay. Are there any questions or any other comments? On the Buffalo Fuel. Mark, what's that? Yeah, Mark, we'll need
Okay.
okay.
All right.
I need a motion for to put it before a vote. Do I have a motion? Ross motion. Move it along. Okay, second. Jason Gripper. Okay, thank you, Jason. Roll call.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Krempa?
Yeah. Okay, great, thanks. Motion passed. 6.2, Barnes Brewing Company, LLC. Mark? Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. As the board may recall, this matter is a loan matter with our EDA revolving loan fund. This matter was approved in the fall of 2019 with a commitment date to close in February of 2020. We've reached out to the company on a number of occasions. One of the prerequisites to this entire loan of $200,000 was, amongst other things, that they entered into a contract for sale and closed on a piece of property for $200,000. I went through with Elizabeth Krause some of the conditions, and obviously none of they were supposed to provide and get the the property first. Our money was not used, it was not supposed to be used for the property. Nevertheless, we're now here in July. We have reserved this $200,000, and it's been sitting there for approximately 9 months, pushing more than 9 months. I don't see this moving quickly, and as I mentioned to our loan committee on last week, what I'm going to ask the board is for permission to send a time of the essence letter to the company, providing them with 7 business days to provide all documentation and close a loan or our loan that will be. I think the money gets used in other places. Hey, excuse me, before we go on, and I'm sorry to bother you, but if everybody, we'll take a delay, but when you're not on, if you could hit the mute button because we're getting some pretty good background noise, that would be appreciated. Especially when we get hard to hear you. Yeah, some of the new business that'll be tough. I still hear someone in the background. Yeah, somebody in the background's making tons of noise. Yeah, we can do. All right. We need here, Mark. So what I need is just never need a roll call vote, but since we are on the phone, it's always good to have a roll call for no other reason but to know who's voting. So just what I'm asking for is authorization to send the time of the essence letter to the Barnes Brewing Company opposed to the transaction. What is other than we need a motion first and then the roll call vote. So move to everything. And second, Scott. Okay, great, thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
Yes. Okay, great, thank you very much. Passes. Sexual harassment training. Yes, thank you. Mr. Gabriel. Thanks. So the board recalls we need to, on an annual basis, board members need to abide by the required sexual harassment training on an annual basis. Terry from the agency will be contacting each of you about the options available to complete for sexual harassment training. For those who don't know, sometimes the sexual harassment training varies from entity to entity, so it is very possible that you've taken this with a different entity. However, that might not satisfy our requirements with the agency, or your requirements with the agency. So you'll get a better idea, but I just wanted to have an informational item out there and let you know that you're going to be contacted by Terry soon, and they're going to, this will be something that the board, every member of the board is obligated to do. Okay. By when, Mark? By what date? Sure off the top of my head, but Terry, I think. Terry, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. I believe it was last year. It was October 1st. I'm not positive, but
okay.
But yeah, we do have time to get it done, and I'm working with Wall Scofield to get the program up and running for this year's training. And I'm hoping at least to have emails out with training invitations in July.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mark, I have a question on it for Mark Gabriel. And you did bring it up. Some of us are on multi-county committees, Jerry Wolfgang is, I take it from community college, I take it out of Ort's office, and now I have to take a third one out of the IDA. Now, they do differ. I can't say that because what I took out of Ort's office was different than what I did at community college, but I got certificates for both of them. Is there any validity in those certificates? Not that I don't have the time being retired to take another one. I'm really going to be well-versed in sexual harassment, I know that. Well, maybe have you teach it going forward.
It was $500.
I'll help Jerry Caruso do it. Okay, I just was wondering. Yeah, unfortunately, I used my ECC one last year, so, because it's New York State authorized, so.
Yeah, I believe as long as it meets the New York State requirements, you can just provide proof of another certificate.
Okay.
But you'll still probably get the invoice.
Are you gonna? Saves you a whole hour. Yeah, well, not the way I work. The North's office took me 3.5 hours, so I must be really sexual deviant or something. I don't know. Okay. You must. I'm sorry. I don't want to listen to this meeting. I keep my mouth shut. Okay. New business 7.1, LSNY Holdings LLC. Dimitri?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This project, LSNY Holdings, is in the city of Niagara Falls, and they are applying for a 10-year pilot as well as sales tax exemption. For this project, a vacant church will be acquired and repurposed, as well as 2 houses directly across the street, into a museum of art and culture for Kashmir. And the houses will provide residential space for visiting artists. This museum will contain approximately 600 original artistic pieces, making it the largest collection of Kashmiri art outside of Kashmir. And there's also plans for local residents to engage via art and culture clinics, as well as cooperation with the Rapids Theater, Niagara Arts and Cultural Center, and Niagara University. The total project cost is about $2 million, and it should be noted for the board that this project is located in a distressed census tract location. Thank you.
Folks, have we gotten any feedback from the Historical Society folks on this property? Are there any issues or requirements relative to their standards to move this project forward?
If I can jump in too. Normally in a situation like this, part of our requirements are that they abide by and are in compliance with all the local, state, and federal guidelines, ordinances, and orders. We don't necessarily get involved in that. What we normally do is it will be a condition, all of those items will be a condition of the approval and a condition of our benefits. So if there is an issue with a government entity, ordinance, et cetera, that would preclude the ultimate granting of the benefits.
Sounds good.
We would not go forward with it. Okay. Are there any other questions?
Do we know if, I don't know if it matters, if it's a for-profit entity or a not-for-profit?
I believe it is a for-profit.
The property exemption would be with the for-profit. Eventually, a not-for-profit is going to run part of the operation. I'm not sure exactly which. The housing, yeah, for visitors, for the visiting artists.
Okay.
Good. Any other questions? I need a motion to accept the application.
So moved, Scott.
Okay, second. Second going once, twice.
Second, Jerry Wilkie.
All right, thank you, Jim. And we need a roll call vote for that, Mark?
I think an application is basic, so you can just go ahead and vote it verbally and make no to if anybody says no. We won't need the roll call for the authorization of the public hearing.
Okay, all right, so all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Authorize for public hearing date. Do we have a date?
No,
Yeah, the public hearing date will be July 29, 2020. All right. I need a motion to accept that that public hearing date, and then we need a roll call vote.
Second, Scott.
Okay, thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kremlin?
Yeah. Okay, great, thank you. 7.2, the Hub Fund Management Plan Amendment. Mr. Gabriel?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is very similar to, in fact, identical to the management plan amendment. We're waiting for that from our underwriters to do it. But basically, the language and the results are the exact same. We are amending our plan to basically mirror the management plan amendment we just passed at our last meeting for the EDA loan fund. What it allows us to do is to use those funds and have parallel funds for the health loan that we're talking about at this time. So this would allow us that same temporary without our agency to move forward with the extraordinarily high volume of health loan applications that we received. And of course, I will give you an update as to not just what's not done for the number of loans in each one individually, but as a overall view of what we've done so far and where we stand when we get to 7.5. So what we're asking for is inclusion of the management plan amendment identical to that of the EDA loan fund which we passed last week.
Okay. Do we need to vote on that? I
Yes.
imagine. Roll call. Okay. Okay. I need a motion to put this before the board first.
Crumpler.
Okay, thank you. Second?
Wrong second.
Okay. Need a roll call vote. Now, I want to just say before that, Jason ran a really good fund meeting the other day. It was pretty quick and we got a lot done, so thank you. Go ahead. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kremlin?
Yeah. Great, thank you. 7.3, micro grant applications, Dimitri and Jason.
Thank you.
Just speak.
The micro grant,
You want me to go ahead and give the rundown on these?
Yeah, if you don't mind, Jason, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Okay, so initially we got a $25,000 grant request that was recommended at micro grant committee for Calhoun, Public New Bank. Morgan Calhoun is, I believe, the third generation owner of Calhoun. She is looking for some grant money to renovate the Hub restaurant. On page 3 of the project, you can see that it's funds, about $17,000 for equipment, about $1,600 for inventory, and about $6,500 for working capital, and she's injecting $8,000 in personal equity versus a total price of $33,000. All the standard terms and conditions of the grant have been recommended. So I'd ask that we confirm the grant request.
Okay. Thank you. Ross, do I have a second to that motion?
No.
Okay, great. Thank you. We need a roll call vote?
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yep.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kremlin?
Yeah. Okay, great, thank you. 7.3.2, Brewed and Bottled LLC.
Okay, Brewed and Bottled LLC is, oh, pardon me? Okay, I'm sorry. Brewed and Bottled LLC is a craft beer shop, both to consume and to purchase on Center Street in Lewiston. application. They're asking to, we've recommended $19,140 for equipment and furniture and fixtures, about $5,800 for inventory. The owners are putting in $14,900 for a total budget of about $39,900. This was recommended, and there was a lot of real positive conversation in committee about the way that Mr. Butt runs this establishment. With that, I'd ask that you guys confirm our recommendation.
Okay. Any motion?
Motion, Jerry Wolfgang.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second Buckles.
Okay, thank you. Roll call vote?
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
Yeah. Okay, great, thank you. 7.4, the NCDC revolving loan request. Dimitri, this was approved by the loan grant committee. Dimitri, you got some info?
Yes, so this would be a startup for a microbrewery and winery with a loan request of $200,000. This money will mainly be spent on purchasing a new 7 brewing barrel system, as well as other equipment and accessories. I'll defer to Mr. Krempa to give any more details, but that's the gist of it.
So just real quick, we've got 2 individuals that own this business, Jennifer Raymond and Robert Tuckerday. They're effectively looking to get some subordinate financing. If you take a look at page 4 of this write-up, I think that Elizabeth Cross and the folks at the consultant did a really nice job of summarizing the project. There's a building purchase, there's equipment, renovations to the building, inventory, and then the MCDC is going to come in with $200,000 subordinate financing. I think this is a really nice project. And Mr. Tuckerday and Ms. Raymond have gone through all of the requirements in order to get some financing. And I would recommend that we move ahead and help these guys out with with our loan program.
Okay, are there any questions? I need a motion to put it to a vote.
Ross.
Motion. Thank you. Second?
But if I can, I prefer.
Great, thank you. Need a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. 7.5, health loan request. This will be a marathon here. This was, we got a bunch of people in need of help, especially during this time. So we had a really good discussion about these at the loan committee meeting. Mark, you got to walk us through it?
Hey, give us the acronyms for help, please. What's the acronym?
Hospitality Emergency Loan Program.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and again, this will take a little bit of time, and it's a little bit different than most of the time where we don't get into too many of the particulars in respect at the board level, because the committee level does a lot of it, review their work, and go from here. But I just wanted to remind everyone that the essence of the health loan program were for the hotels and hospitality groups that are affected by the coronavirus, are taking the beating, and especially in this area which is so heavily dependent upon the summer tourist season, not just the COVID is hurting, but the closing of the Canadian border and foreign travel. So our hotel industry here in Niagara County was basically and has been devastated, and we're trying to help them out do this. Just as a reminder, what we're utilizing now is the certain balances within our RLF as well as CBA. RLF, we've reached out to both groups. There is no issue. Our underwriters have confirmed that we have the ability to make those changes which we've done and have sent out the applications for help under the terms where it would be a 1.5% interest rate, interest-only payments for 12 months with the payback of a 48-month amortization after that. So that would be the standard for all of these health loans in question. Keeping in mind that the amount of the health loan will be determined and has been determined by a factor of 1.2 to what they paid in real property taxes and or pilot payments in 2019. Therefore, that's basically how we come up with the number. It is to be used for basically taxes, payment of real property taxes first, followed by operational costs. So we believe that would also help guarantee or at least help along the payment to our effective tax jurisdictions that might be affected also by these issues going forward. And finally, as an overview, there's a number of conditions that are on there. It's not just the payment of the 2019 taxes, but they're also before closing. There has to be proof of the 2020 city, county, or town taxes being paid or anything applicable. As we all recall, the COVID really hit the area and started to hit in mid-March. Well, that was after the fact when the county and city taxes were or should have been paid, so that won't benefit that. But what it will do is help them with the payment of the 2020 21 school tax as well as the 2021 city, county, town taxes that may be applicable. Upon payment, there will be a requirement that they provide the agency within 30 days of the date they are due of a receipt of the payment of those. If not, it would be a term of default, which would trigger the increase in the rate and immediately requirement to pay back the loan amount. So we think it's a great program for everyone. We've had, as you can tell, an enormous feedback. We've got 21 applications, which has been, again, the agency in my office, we're having really a lot of fun with all this. It's kept us busy. At the, just to throw this by you at the committee level, and I think, I thank Jason for this. We understand that the majority, if not all of these groups that are applying for these loans are based upon and are an ongoing successful hotel prior to this. We're looking at general security interests involved, but we are not looking at personal guarantees and whatnot. Instead of a full-blown underwriting review, however, at Jason's request and I think direction, which was great, we reached out to our underwriters group and are providing a quick review of credit for the companies and or each of the individual shareholders over 15%. We have put them at baselines of a minimum of 650 FICO score and or we also obviously look at the paydex score for the corporation. We look at their credit history and importantly also their higher payment of taxes and or pilot throughout this period of time. So we were able to receive credit authorizations after the committee meeting going forward. We were able to do quite a few of the credit reports, but not all of them because we're still looking for a handful. But I'd like to
before I go into each one of these, just ask, the board if they have any questions before I tackle each one of these individually, and I won't get into a great amount of detail, but I think it will probably need a lot of detail, but there will be one or two that will need your attention as we go forward. But any questions?
Mark, Jason Grumpa, hey, it's not a question, just a comment on this. Between your office and the folks at the IDA, I think you guys put together a program that's really beneficial, really from scratch in a couple of weeks' time, and then got a bunch of applicants to come in and kind of get behind it and jump on the program. I think the work that you guys did in really a short amount of time, building something from effectively scratch was pretty impressive and should be, should be somehow commended, pat in the back, whatever, however you want to word it. But I just think that you guys did a really bang up job putting something together really quick.
Thanks, Jason, that's appreciated. Thank you, Aaron, congratulations. Okay, so with that in mind, just to let everyone know, we're gonna need a roll call vote, unfortunately, for each one of these. Again, the first group, if there's no issue with credit reports, or no issues from the committee, we'll let you know, but the committee has recommended additionally all of these loan applications subject to a review of the credit history, credit history report and tax and pilot reports. So with that in mind, we'll start with NeilCap. NeilCap is requesting a loan amount of approximately, and we're rounding number down, $64,657. It is the basically the Hampton Inn at Lockport. They are up to date on their tax payment. There are no issues in the background, and their credit report, both personal and corporate, has no issues, and I believe we can move forward with that. Mark, do we need motions? Yeah, we're going to need four. Thank you, Mark. Why don't we, and then the roll call vote? Yeah, why don't we ask, if I may, Bill, if you don't mind making each motion every time, and Jerry makes the second each time. That way we won't have to worry about who's going to do it every time. No problem. Okay, great. Thank you. I need a motion to put NeilCap, forward. Thank you, Ross. Okay, great. Well, thank you. Roll call vote.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Kinsella?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
Yeah.
Thank you. Before I hit the 7.2, I did forget to mention, you'll notice that Jason may have to abstain to a couple of these just because of potential we work with one or two of these groups. So he has abstained prior in the committee meetings as well, just to let everybody know. Okay. Okay. All right. The next is the project REHT1. It's a Hampton Inn in Niagara Falls. Once again, this is a health loan in the amount of $165,913. There are no issues with the payment of taxes and the or pilot, and the credit report is positive for significant good credit reports for both the company and for the individuals. I would recommend it go forward. Ross, motion. Okay. Thank you. Second? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Roll call vote?
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Kinsella?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
Yeah.
Great, thank you. 7.3. Thank you. The next is the Falls Hotel. It is located at 6501 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls. The loan amount
be prepared is $81,440. A review of the application is that all their taxes and or pilot payments have been made state. One of the principals has a collective score of fair credit of 655, but over our 650 threshold. So we would look to move forward with this as well.
Okay, are there any questions? They need a motion?
Ross, motion.
Okay, thank you.
Second, okay.
Okay, great, thank you. Roll call vote?
Mr. Onasi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Kinsella?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Crumpa?
I abstain from this.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. 7.4, HH 310?
Yes, HH 310 is the highest place in downtown Niagara Falls, located at 310 Rainbow Boulevard. There is a health loan application amount in the amount of $121,171. This group is owned by the Hammerster Group and its subsidiary. The corporate PAYDEX score was not an issue in the 93 percentile. We would recommend that this be moved forward.
Okay, any questions? I need a motion?
Motion, Ross.
Thank you. Second?
Okay.
Okay. And roll call?
Mr. Onasi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Kinsella?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Crumpa?
I abstain.
Okay. All right, motion passes. 7.5, diverse development.
Thank you. Next two are located in Reedfield. Reedfield, this diverse development is located at 2750 Niagara Falls Boulevard. It has Niagara Falls mailing address, however, also known as the Inn Suite. They are looking for a house loan in the amount of $51,830. They have the sole owner has a credit score of very good credit of 744, and there's no issues with the PAYDEX score for the corporation. We would look to move this forward.
Okay. Any questions? Need a motion, Ross? Motion, Ross, you second? Can I hear a second?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onasi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Kinsella?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Crumpa?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion passes, thank you. 7.7, Listed Hotel, LLC.
Actually, I think it's 7.6 Galloping Falls.
Oh, yes, okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, the Galloping Falls is another hotel located in the town of Wheatfield, located at 2754 Niagara Falls Boulevard. They're looking for a loan in the amount of $25,064. Once again, the FICO credit score for the sole principal is deemed to be very good credit, and we have no issues with the payment of the property taxes, and it will be conditioned upon the 2020 tax being paid. We would recommend this move forward.
Okay. Any questions? Motion?
If I can.
Okay, go ahead.
When you look at the picture, it's the same picture, like the facility right next door. I know they did do an addition.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a mistake on my part, Bob. I just noticed that myself. I think the diverse is the first one, and then I messed up and left that there as a totally different property. Different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that too. one is the,
One's 2760, one's 2750.
Oh, that may be, but I mean, I had a different picture. Yeah.
It must be
anybody, they give me, yeah, the tax ID number and the SPL are completely different in the taxes.
All right, okay, Dimitri just, told me that's the right photo, okay, he fixed it, so that is correct, sorry. They are side by side.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah.
I think they only have one up. Not the good.
Yeah, telling me. Well, motion Ross. Okay, thank you. Second?
Yes, okay.
Great, thank you. And you roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onassi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yeah.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Crump?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mark, next one? Where are we?
The next one is 7.7, the Lewiston Hotel. Lewiston Hotel is located at 2280 Portage Road in the village of Lewiston. It is requesting a loan in the amount of $23,699. Once again, the credit score is no issue. It is above our number of 650. They has a credit of 697, just under 700. Doesn't appear to be any issues in regards to the financial score for the corporation as well. Again, the 2019 have been paid, and as part of the process, there would be proof that the 2020s would be paid as well in regards to the city, state, or city, county, and town. Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments? I need a motion. Thank you. Great, thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onassi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yeah.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Crump?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, wonderful. 7.8, Coleco Hotel. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, the Coleco Hotel is located at 795 Rainbow Boulevard in Niagara, New York. And I might state, this is where our credit reports, we're still waiting to hear back from some of them from Elizabeth Rouse Zickerman because of the late movement on this. So from this point on, all motions, if we could, will be conditioned upon an acceptable credit report being returned. So I don't have to, we don't have to repeat ourselves all the way through. But okay, we are preparing those reports. And if for some reason it is under the threshold, we will hold it. We wait for a certain time. We will wait for 1 month before the meeting and then ask for confirmation one way or another at that time. Even if approved today. So the Coleco does not seem to have an issue. They're located at 795 Rainbow Boulevard, Niagara Falls. They have made a 2019 payment of pilot or taxes and are asking for a house loan in the amount of $70,518. Any questions? Do I have a motion? Motion, Ross. Thank you, second. Thank you. Need a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Onassi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yeah.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Crump?
I abstain.
Okay. Thank you. Passes. Beer Group Incorporated, 7.9. Actually, if I might, and I'll explain why, I'm going to ask that we just jump Beer Group for one and just switch spots with SAI Lodging. Okay. And the reason for it, this would be, as you know, part of the monies being used will be EDA loan fund monies, one part will be the HUD loan fund monies. Every project that's described so far has been from EDA loan fund. And this one here, Kabir would actually be from the HUD loan fund, so, I'm gonna skip to the SKI lodging, which will be from the, EDA loan fund, and that will complete our EDA loan fund help request. So, okay. Sky Lodging LLC is located at 643 Rainbow Boulevard, Niagara Falls, New York. We've been in receipt of the payment and proof of payment of the 19 taxes. Obviously, it'll be subject to the 20 state, county, city, and town taxes. They're requesting a loan in the amount of $74,035, but approval will be conditioned again upon a acceptable credit report.
Okay. Any questions? All right, I need a motion. Motion, Ross. Thank you. Second. Okay, thank you. I need a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Krempa?
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Back to 7.9.
Yes, thank you. The next, thank you, Mark. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loans will be, earmarked from the project revolving loan fund as amended. The first of being the Kabir Group Inc. 7.9. Kabir Group is located at 6734 Niagara Falls Boulevard. Proof of the payment of the 2019 taxes has been provided. It will be conditioned upon the proof of the 2020, as well as an acceptable credit history report for the individuals and company. They're requesting a house loan in the amount of $39,053.
Thank you. Any questions? I need a motion. Motion, Ross. Thank you. Second. Thank you. And I need a roll call vote.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Krempa?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. 7.11, Deeper Development.
Thank you. Deeper Development is located in, at the time of rebuild, it is located at 2821 Niagara Falls Boulevard. Proof of their payment of their 2019 pilot indoor taxes has been provided. Again, it would be subject to a acceptable credit history report, as well as proof of the 2020 taxes for that property due on first of month in the town, county, indoor city. In this case, the town and county. They're requesting a loan amount in the amount of $39,322.
Any questions? I need a motion. Motion, Ross. Okay, thank you. And a second. Thank you. Need a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Krempa?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. 7.12, J. Beebe?
Yeah, Jay Dobby. Thank you. This week maybe we got bump in the road. Jay Dobby is a hotel located at 6508 Buffalo Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York. It's located as you come down, ran down the bridge to your right. It was an old, renovated, I believe. It was a senior, it was a nursing home, right, here they are. Although I don't have a credit report, I've had an opportunity to speak to Elizabeth Krause on this. One of the principal credit report is not good, with write-off, and some significant issues, a very low credit score on this, which of course prompted me to contact, even though I have the payment of their 19 taxes, they should have been taking it at a later date. I reached out to Mike Dudley, who works with all the affected tax jurisdictions, and this is an older IGA project that's set to terminate in the next year or two. About their payment history, so we could report that. I just want Mike to address that to the board, if you could, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. This is Mike Dudley. The company's had a pilot agreement that was executed in 2011 with the first pilot payments due in 2012. Starting in 2015 through 2020, the agency has had to send them late payment notices every year, with the exception of 2017. So they have a history of late payments.
So we just wanted to make sure the board was aware of the history of late payments. Having said that, they did make their payments eventually on each of these years. Again, this would be conditioned if you approve it, the payment of the 2020 pilot payments as well for the city and county. They are requesting a loan amount of $20,400. Okay. Are there any questions? How much of a risk is this? Mark, do you know how much of a risk with that is here? That's the question on all of them, just to let you know. This seems to be, unfortunate, out of the 21 applications, this seems to be the one that has the most, lack of a better term, baggage associated with it. Again, the good news is they eventually have made these tax payments. We did not like, the residents did not like the one personal write-off that was involved in the credit score. That was even, I believe, it's at the 400s somewhere. So, it's certainly something which I think the board should take a look at one way or another. If they go forward with it, we will obviously be able to stay on top of it. If they choose not to, that's certainly the reason you guys get the big money to make these decisions.
Hey, what number is this? 7 point what?
712. 712.
712. I'm just trying to see if they got PPE and the EIDL loan.
Yes, both.
Mark, what's the amount of money that they need to pay for their 2020 taxes?
Well, the amount that they're asking for this application is $28,400. That would recover their school tax for 2021 and their city and county taxes for 2021.
So
It's not a large facility, to say the least.
if we approve this loan, then a large majority of the proceeds will go to any back taxes first, right?
No, actually, no, we will not oppose the loan until all tax goes. There has to be proof that the 19th have already been paid, and before I will close this loan, I will need proof that the 2020 city and county taxes have been paid already. Once that's done, we then loan this money to them, which first has to be used as, it can be used as working capital. However, first has to be used for the payment of the 2020 school tax and the 2021 county and city tax, of which they have to provide receipts to us within 30 days of the payment due date. Yeah.
So if they don't pay,
yeah.
if they don't pay, we ultimately are going to put a lien on this property anyway, right?
Well, we will have a UCC general file. We won't have a work. That's not part of the matter.
$20,400.
Right. Yeah. And just keep in mind that almost all of that will end up going to the affected taxing jurisdiction.
Okay, I'm okay with it. It's not a lot of money.
Do I have a motion? Well, motion, Ross. Motion, Ross. Second. Is that? Okay, thank you. Are there any yeas and opposed? Any opposed? Why don't we do So why don't we do a roll call? Yeah, roll call.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
I abstain.
Okay, thank you. Passes. 7.13, Lizelle Hospitality Incorporated.
Yeah, in fact, the next three are all also on the HUD loans. They are, all owned by the main Morani Group, and one sent, by either Fayetteville Morani and their corporation or Asco the father. They had I would take each one individually. We did get the corporate back from them. There is absolutely no credit issue with this group. The first one is the LaSalle, which is located in the LaSalle area on Buffalo Avenue, at 701 Buffalo Avenue. All taxes are paid for 2019. In fact, they show payment of the 2020 city and county as well. They were asking a loan amount of $143,956.
Okay. And we need to take them individually?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take each individually. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Then, any questions? I need a motion.
Motion, Ross.
Okay, thank you, second. Great, and I need a roll call vote.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
Yeah. Hey, trivia question. Can anybody remember the first name of this hotel located at 78th and Buffalo Avenue? Free Wendy's hamburger for whoever.
Red Jacket, I want the burger.
Red Jacket or Treadway? Wasn't it the Treadway the first, and then the Red Jacket? Yeah, I think it was the Treadway. They used to go swimming down there in the 50s before they, diverted that property. Okay, a little trivia, just moving along.
You still have the burger?
I went to a plot there when I was struggling a long time ago. Okay.
We got some history there, huh?
Yeah. Great. Are we on the roll call vote here yet? Or did we already pass?
Yeah. By the way, we go a Wendy's burger there, Mark.
No.
You do the Treadway.
Thanks. 7.14, Morani Hospitality.
Thank you. That is that property is located at 401 Buffalo Avenue in Niagara Falls, downtown. That's the Double Tree by Hilton, which was, prior to that, Bill Ross, what was the name? I'm not sure about that. That wasn't there. Wasn't that the Ramada?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it was a Ramada. Yeah, very good. How are you, Andrew? Okay. So, again, this is the Moran Group. There are no issues that we see at all with the credit score for the corporation. Their payment history is right up to date, not just 19, but also the city and county for 2020. On this property, they're requesting a help loan of $234,734.
Okay, are there any questions? Need a motion?
Motion, Ross.
And what's your matter? Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang? Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. 7.15, Morani Holdings.
Thank you very much.
The Morani Holdings LLC is located at 114 Buffalo Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York. Again, the same in regards to the credit history, no issue. Same in regards to the payment history. Payment of 2019 has been, as well as the early 20 taxes, has all been paid. They're looking for a loan in the amount of $350,331. Great. Are there any questions? I need a motion.
Motion, Ross.
Thank you. Second. Thank you.
Mr. Onesti?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
Yeah.
Okay, great, thanks. And Bill, that used to be the Hollow Dome, so that's right, you're right on. You're right on, let me tell you. You're gonna have a great lunch today, Mark. Yeah, I gotta give him the full I might even get a potato with it. Hey, it's a brief 7.16, the Scurry Hotel, we're out of Hut now, right?
Yeah, how they come. And then, before we go further, just let me, let everybody know, and again, I should have reiterated it like I did at the last meeting. Each one of these applications were brought in and basically, put in queue. I asked upon the receipt of the application, when they were received, therefore we had a methodology of how we were gonna handle each one. We knew we might come across some situations in respect to funding and running out of funding. We really didn't think we'd have this type of response that we're thrilled to have. But right now, as it stands, if we are reserving the two existing barge towns or barge moving companies and the one Rajewski loans, we have enough right now in our hands and in our coffers to pay everything that we have loaned out, everything we've loaned out to date. The next 6 are basically contingent upon receipt of additional funds, whether or not we remove Bargetown or Barge Brewing Company and reallocate their money if they can't close, and or just remind the board that we have an outstanding application into the EDA to help fund this for, I believe, $650,000, which would be enough to move forward on these loans. However, we've let the companies know that, where they stand on each one of these, so they're not surprised down the line, that they're due, and we have handled it in this manner throughout. So I just want to let everybody know where we're going moving forward. Okay. So the next is the from 7.16, and that would be 716, correct, is the Surround Hotel in Lockport, Colorado, located at 591 South Francis Road, Lockport, New York. Proof of the 19 taxes have been provided to my office. Obviously, this would be conditioned upon a satisfactory credit history report, as well as proof of payment of 2020 taxes that are due as of now. All right, the loan amount before we go any time would be outside 103,718. Okay. Great, thank you. Before we go any further, I'd ask whoever it is that has all that noise in the background, if you put your phone on mute until we need your vote, I would appreciate it, because I'm having a really hard time hearing Mark over that noise. Okay, need a motion for the Casturi Hotel? Okay. Okay, great, thank you. Do I hear a second? Second, Ross. You there? Okay, great, thank you. Okay.
Mr. Onesti?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Kruppa?
I abstain.
Okay. Great. Passes. Thank you. 7.17, Niagara Falls Hospitality.
Thank you. Niagara Falls Hospitality, or excuse me, I have it as Casturi, I'm sorry.
No,
Yes, oh, I'm sorry. No, we just didn't.
we just did the story, Mark Gabriel, but you said Saram, I think. Can you?
Oh, yeah, I did Saram, I'm sorry, out of order. I'm sorry, I handled Saram, that last one was on Saram Hotel LLC, I went out of order, I found out. Oh, where I have it related to the report. Right, excuse me, I apologize. So, but yeah, Saram LLC would have been with the abstaining 6.0 vote. And I will now move to that story, and I apologize. So, the Astoria Hotel is located at 100 7th Street, Lewiston, New York. It has proof of the 2019 taxes. Again, this would be a loan for $190,112, subject to and conditioned upon an appropriate credit history report, as well as payment of the 2020 taxes due at this time. Okay. Are there any questions? I need a motion, Ross. Okay. Second. Thank you. And a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Krumpa?
Yeah. Okay, great.
Can we ask you a question for clarity here? Jason Krumpa, did you abstain on the RAM or history?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kasturi is the one that I
Okay.
have to abstain from.
Okay,
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Thank you.
The Ron, I'm good.
okay, good, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, 7.17, agricultural hospitality, okay, go ahead, Bill. No, Bill, that was the old partner, Kasturi Hotel. Yeah. So I'm going one more further. You're correct. Niagara Falls Hospitality is a micro-hospitality inn and suite located at 7726 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, New York. Proof of the 19 taxes have been shown and paid. Again, would be conditioned upon a acceptable credit history report, as well as payment of the 2020 county and city taxes. They're requesting a loan amount in the amount of $46,613. Okay. Great. Are there any questions? I need a motion, please.
Motion, Ross.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. Need a roll call vote.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Krumpa?
Yes.
Okay. Great, thank you. 7.18, Hargange. Thank you. Yeah, Hargange is a hotel located at 6625 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls. Proof of their 2019 taxes have been provided to my office. It would be conditioned upon a acceptable credit history report, as well as proof of the payment of the 2020 county and city taxes. They're looking for a health loan in the amount of $27,956. Okay, great. Are there any questions? I need a motion.
Motion, Ross.
Thank you. Thank you. Need a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Krumpa?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. 7.19, NCIDA 5 Incorporated. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, this is the property located at 9901 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, New York. Another closed section. This group has provided me with the 2019 proof of payment of taxes. This loan would be subject again to a acceptable credit history report, as well as proof of payment of the 2020 city and county taxes prior to closing. They're requesting an amount of $22,753. Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions? I need a motion.
Motion, Ross.
Thank you. Second, okay. Thank you. And a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Candela?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Krempa.
Yeah. Okay, great, thank you. 7.20, Shree there. Mark?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, this hotel is located at 6621 Niagara Falls Boulevard, in Niagara Falls. They have provided approval of payment of the 2019 taxes and/or pilots, as well as a request for a $35,756 loan. This would be subject to, of course, an acceptable credit history, as well as the proof of the 2020 fleet and non-capacity fire equipment.
Okay, great. Are there any questions? I need a motion.
Motion, Ross.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. And a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Onesi?
Yes.
Mr. Wolfgang?
Yes.
Mr. Ross?
Yes.
Ms. Kinsella?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Krempa.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. That should conclude all of these, correct? We already did it,
Yes, and if we're able to get the EDA extensions, or excuse me, the EDA grant to fund all of these loans, that amount was just under $1.9 million of the hotel out of town.
Okay, great. Well, after watching the news today with no tourists and all that, you understand why they need this help. So, it's really not a good situation for them. All right, are there any questions so far? Comments? Then we'll go to 8.0. Agency counsel, anything else, Mark?
Yeah, thanks. I'd just like to take the next hour and go through each one of these applications again, one by one. Okay, Marcus.
This is all like
You're the assassination witness. No, we're all having a set, thank you.
I think this is the longest meeting so far I've ever been in 11 years. Okay. Any other informational items anybody wants to wow us with or anything?
Yeah, this is Sue. Mark, I would say that this is the longest meeting I've ever been at in 28 years. So I just want to thank the staff for working so hard on all this and the board for putting up with this in these circumstances of the phone call is especially difficult. But thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, this was a short period of time for you to do all that work too, so we appreciate all you did. And don't forget, under 28 years, didn't you?
What's that?
You had to trump me.
No, I didn't mean to do that to you.
That's all right.
Hey, Sue, Mark, could you stick around so she can have a couple of questions?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so if there's no other issues or discussions, our next meeting is August 12th. Hopefully we'll be at the center together, and I need a motion to adjourn.
I would move, if anybody, boy, we're really want to stay here a long time, though. If we got one, I need a second.
Second, Scott.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we're adjourned. Appreciate all your